Good evening, dear viewers. This is the game 7 Days to Die, and I'm Alex, your shared game. Propose to start today with the story about inquisitive to knowledge Sarah, who advanced the science of Earthlings to a new level. Continue with the facts about Van Pimps and finish deep in knowledge about the game. In the year of 2150, after a catastrophic event wiped out most of humanity, a lone survivor named Sarah found herself stranded in a desolated wasteland, with no food or companionship. A group of feral dogs roamed the area, their eyes glinting with hunger. At first, Sarah tried to avoid the dogs, but as her hunger grew more intense, she realized that she would need to hunt them for food. Days turned into weeks, and Sarah became more skilled at tracking and killing the dogs. But she also began to notice that the dogs were becoming more aggressive and unpredictable, attacking her with a ferocity she had never seen before. One day, Sarah discovered that the dogs had become infected with a new virus that made them even more dangerous. Their eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and their teeth had grown rather sharp. Sarah knew that she had to find a way to survive, or she would become just another victim of the twisted game that had become her reality. With nothing but her wits and her survival skills, Sarah set out to find a way to protect herself from the infected dogs. She scavenged the remains of the old world and found bits and pieces of technology that she reassembled into a makeshift suit that could withstand the dog's bites. Armed with her new technology, Sarah continued to hunt the dogs, but now she did it with a newfound sense of purpose. She knew that she was the only thing standing between the infected dogs and the rest of humanity, and that thought gave her the strength to keep going. In the end, Sarah emerged victorious, but she knew that her fight was far from over. The world was a dangerous and unpredictable place, and she would need every one of her strength and resilience to survive. But she also knew that she was not alone, and that the human spirit would always find a way to endure no matter how hopeless the situation seemed. As Sarah continued to fight the infected dogs, she soon faced a new threat: jumping zombies. These were unlike any zombies she had even seen before. They could jump several feet in the air and were incredibly fast. Sarah realized that she would need more than just her suit to survive this new threat. One day, while scavenging for supplies, Sarah stumbled upon a mysterious laboratory. Inside, she found a group of nanorobots, which she quickly realized it could be the key to her survival. With nothing left to lose, Sarah injected the nanorobots into her bloodstream, hoping they would help her fight against the jumping zombies. To her surprise, the nanorobots worked flawlessly. They multiplied rapidly, repairing Sarah's injuries and enhancing her strength and agility. Sarah was now faster and more powerful than ever before, and she knew that she was ready to face whatever the world could throw at her. As the jumping zombies began to invade the area, Sarah fought valiantly, using her enchantress abilities to take them down one by one. But despite her best efforts, the zombies continued to multiply and overwhelm her. Just as all hope seemed lost, a group of scientists arrived, led by a brilliant young researcher named Dr. Mia. They had been tracking Sarah's progress and knew that she was the key to defeating the jumping zombies once and for all. Using the nanorobots, they developed a serum that would not only cure Sarah of the virus but also enhance her abilities even further. Sarah was resistant at first, but she knew that it was her only hope. With the serum coursing through her veins, Sarah fought with renewed vigor, taking down the jumping zombies with ease. In the end, she emerged victorious. The scientists were amazed by her abilities and knew that they had witnessed something truly remarkable. As Sarah continued her fight against the jumping zombies, she soon realized that the nanorobots that had once saved her life had taken control of her body. She had become a mere puppet with no control over her own action. At first, Sarah was terrified, unsure of what the nanorobots were planning to do with her, but as the situation grew more dire, they soon realized that the nanorobots were acting in her best interest. In a moment of extreme danger, the nanorobots took control of Sarah's body and dodged a deadly attack from the jumping zombie. Sarah was amazed by the speed and agility that the nanorobots had given her, and she knew that she had no hope of surviving without their help. But just as quickly as they had taken control, the nanorobots gave it back to Sarah, allowing her to continue the fight on her own terms. Sarah was amazed by the skill and precision that the nanorobots had given her, and she knew that she would not have survived without them. In the end, Sarah emerged victorious, having defeated the jumping zombies and saved himself from certain death. She knew that the nanorobots had played a crucial role in her victory, and she was grateful for the power and protection that they had given her. With her newly enhanced abilities and her unbreakable spirit, she knew that the world would be able to survive, no matter what the future might bring. After the fight against the jumping zombies, Sarah realized that the nanorobots were not only a tool for survival, but also a fascinating technology that could be studied and harnessed for the greater good. She began to investigate nanotechnologies more carefully and discovered that the nanorobots that had saved her life were designed to restore everything around to an optimal state. With the newfound knowledge, Sarah began to explore new ways to use the nanorobots, and before long, she had developed a new serum that could restore contaminated land. She had always dreamed of restoring the world to its former glory, and now, with the help of the nanorobots, she knew that it was achievable. Sarah began using the serum to heal the land around her home, and to her surprise, it began to flourish once again. Plants grew, and animals returned to the area. drawn by the renewed life. Sarah was elated by the results, and she knew that there was so much more that she could do with the nanorobots. She began to see them as not just a tool for survival, but a tool for progress and innovation. She began to dedicate her life to studying and harnessing the power of nanotechnologies, determined to make a better world for herself and for those who survived with her. Years passed, and Sarah continued to work tirelessly, using the power of the nanorobots to restore the land and heal the wounded. She became a beacon of hope and inspiration to those around her, a symbol of the power of science and the indomitable human spirit. Indomitable human spirit. In the end, Sarah knew that it was possible to create a world without infection, one that could be even greater than the one that came before. As Sarah continued her work with the nanorobots, a strange event occurred. An alien spacecraft landed in the heart of the recovered land, and out of it emerged a group of aliens. At first, Sarah was afraid, unsure of what the aliens wanted. But to her surprise, the aliens came in peace. They had been observing the humans from afar and were impressed by the progress that they had made. For the next 5 years, the aliens stayed with the humans, teaching them how to properly use the technologies that had been left behind. They showed them how to create sustainable energy sources, how to build self-sufficient communities, and how to harness the power of the nanorobots for even greater purposes. At first, the humans were hesitant to trust the aliens, but as they saw the progress that they were making, they began to realize that the aliens were right. They had been given a chance to create a better world, and they were determined to make it happen. In the end, the aliens thanked the humans for their hospitality and fly away, leaving behind a world that was unlike anything that had come before. The humans had learned to harness the power of the nanorobots, and they had learned to work together to create something truly remarkable. Sarah knew that the aliens had played a crucial role in their success, and she was grateful for the guidance that they had provided. But she also knew that it was up to the humans to make the world a better place for future generations. With the power of the nanorobots and the lessons that they had learned from the aliens, Sarah and her fellow humans set out to create a world that was sustainable, self-sufficient, and full of hope. And so their journey would be long and difficult. Sarah knew that they had the tools and the spirit to make it happen. So this is first part. Let's go to the second part about Fun Pimps Corp. Despite their success, the Fun Pimps remained a small, tight-knit team of developers who are passionate about their work. They are committed to create games that are both challenging and fun to play, and to fostering strong relationships with their community of fans. Their work on 7 Days to Die has earned the Fun Pimps a reputation as one of the most innovative indie games developers of recent years. They continue to push the boundaries of what's possible in game development, always striving to create games that are both engaging and immersive for players. One of the hallmarks of the Fun Pimps games is their attention to detail. 7 Days to Die is no exception, with a world that's full of teeny details that make it feel lived in and authentic. The game's crafting system is another standout feature, allowing players to create everything from simple tools to complex weapons and traps. This creates a real sense of ownership over the game world and encourage players to explore the experiment. The Fun Pimps have also been praised for their commitment to environmental storytelling. The game's world is full of clues and hints about the events that led to the zombies apocalypse, creating a rich and immersive narrative experience for players. Beyond 7 Days to Die, the Fun Pimps have also worked on other projects, including a survival game set in space called Outpost Zero. The company is always looking to explore new gameplay concepts and mechanics and to push the boundaries of what's possible in game development. So it's the second part. Let's go to the search part. Game tips and knowledge. Use a parkour perk. The parkour perk allows you to jump higher and run faster. Make it easier to escape from zombies or climb over obstacles. This can be a great way to survive in the game, especially if you're exploring or trying to escape from a horde of zombies. Build a mod. A mod can be a great way to keep zombies away from your base. You can dig a trench around your base and fill it with water, creating an obstacle that zombies can't cross. Just be sure to reinforce the wall of the mod so they don't collapse. Use a Daring Adventurer perk. The Daring Adventurer perk allows you to find better loot when opening treasure chests and other loot containers. This can be a great way to get rare items and resources, especially if you're looking for a specific item. Use a stun gun. If you're looking for a way to stun zombies without dealing damage, consider using a stun gun. The stun gun can be crafted using electrical parts and duct tape, and it can stun zombies for a short period of time, making them easier to deal with. Build a maze. A maze can be a great way to confuse and distract zombies. You can build a maze using walls and corridors, and place traps and other obstacles to slow down the zombies. This can buy you time to escape or deal with the zombies more effectively. Use a Deep Cuts perk. The Deep Cuts perk allows you to cause bleeding damage to zombies when using bladed weapons. This can be a great way to take down torture zombies, as the bleeding damage will continue even after you stop attacking. Use a Lucky Googles perk. The Lucky Googles perk increases your chance of finding rare loot when looting corpses and other containers. This can be a great way to get valuable resources and weapons, especially if you're struggling to find good loot. Use a Demolition Expert perk. The Demolition Expert perk allows you to deal more damage with explosives, making them more effective against zombies and other enemies. This can be a great way to take out zombies such as the Demolisher. Use a Master Chief perk. The Master Chief perk allows you to cook more advanced recipes, providing better buffs and benefits. This can be a great way to stay healthy and survive in the game, especially if you're dealing with torture, enemies, or extreme weather conditions. Build a killing box. A killing box is a fortified area that is especially designed to kill zombies. It usually contains a variety of traps, such as blade traps and dart dart traps, as well as turrets and other defensive structures. This can be a great way to deal with hordes of zombies, especially if you're playing with friends. So, it's the end of the search part. I want to tell you thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next part. Bye.